Amazon PPC can be easy if managed in the right way. In this video, we reveal how focusing on profitability, despite the high advertising costs and competition, can turn your campaigns around. You will see how Eva's innovative solution merges AI with expert analysis to help sellers manage bids efficiently, keeping inventory, conversions, competition, and profits in check. If you want to try Eva yourself, find the link in the description below.
Hello, I'm very happy to have you on Orange Klik channel today for a very important topic about advertising and how to do profit-driven advertising as an Amazon seller. I think profits is something we hear all along this year in 2024 more than ever before. So I think it's very important interview we're doing today. Before we go into any of the details or discussion, as always, could you first introduce yourself and also give us an overview of how Eva is helping Amazon sellers and what do you do actually?
Thanks for having me, Lisette, and I'm very excited to be on this call. My name is Hai. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Eva Commerce, and we provide a profit-driven advertising service to Amazon, Walmart, Faire, eBay sellers. And our whole purpose is how we can maximize the profits and how we can grow profitably on Amazon. That's the whole purpose of Eva.
Yeah, because I think all of the Amazon sellers, they want to have more sales, but they also want to put some money in their pocket. So it's not just about revenue, it's also making profits, right? So before we kind of go into the advertising side of things, can you give us an overview of like what's going on in the Amazon space overall, like why there's so much discussion around profitability and what are kind of the main challenges Amazon sellers are facing specifically like this year in 2024?
Absolutely. So one of the things that as being Amazon sellers in the past and selling private label products, we always see that there are mainly these four areas that the Amazon sellers focus. Like one is like how can I increase my traffic? How can I improve my conversion? How can I make sure that the products are available? And finally, how to make more profits. So these are always these four areas are, in the Amazon seller's mind. We kind of started Eva like many years back with the idea that these four problem areas are interdependent, meaning that if you are only focused on advertising, like you do advertising with a PPC agency or with somebody internally, and if you don't care about the inventory or profit or conversion, most likely you will not see the impact of that traffic, or the result, the outcome will be 50% less. Same thing applies with both areas. Now, the problem or the challenge in 2024 is as Amazon is introducing new fees on the inventory side, as there is more competition coming into Amazon from all around the world, and conversion is becoming more and more a complicated problem. And finally, on the traffic side, as the CPCs are increasing, and for every single search term, there is like 10 other competitors bidding for it, it becomes more and more difficult to see the return on advertising too. So unfortunately, Amazon is becoming less profitable because of all these reasons. And Amazon is always claiming the sellers to be smarter and make sure that they are outsmarting the others, and in some cases even outsmart Amazon to find the best way to maximize the profits. Now, is this impossible? It's not. I mean, we see that there's a lot of complaints on LinkedIn and other places, like the communities, they always talk about maximizing the profit. It is still not an impossible journey, and I truly believe that Amazon is the most sustainable marketplace to grow your brand in a profitable way. I don't think it changed, and it's just that the sellers need to be smarter.
Okay, and I mean, sellers do have a lot of data points available, a lot of like internal tools and third-party tools to kind of be smart enough to make data-driven decisions. But when it comes to advertising, sellers have quite a different options how to kind of run their ads, advertising efforts, and how to manage everything. And of course, the bigger the account, the more products you have, the more complicated everything becomes. But in general, in your opinion, what do you think is what is kind of like the best way how to manage Amazon advertising? Is it just humans who need to work and manage the campaigns manually, or whatever way they're doing, or is it today possible to just use a software and software only makes decisions and suggestions, and sellers can just rely on automatically some kind of software making the decisions for them, or should it be kind of still a mix of both sides?
That's a great question. And I'm a computer engineer, and I worked on AI even 24 years ago. So anything about AI is always very exciting for me because the evolution of AI is incredible. First of all, I would like to say that it is not AI which will replace the human. It will be the human which has the best skills, the best way of using AI will replace the today's human rather than AI itself. Meaning that as you know, if I'm working in Eva, Orange Click, Amazon seller, we all need to understand how we can unleash the value of AI for our own business, because there is a lot of value, so that we'll again be smarter and better by using AI. But it doesn't change the fact that there is a human component, and that is also very important. Now, if you look at advertising, the way that we talk about advertising is profit driven. Now, if you look at advertising in general, there are tools. So first of all, on Amazon, there is no profit information, and Amazon gives you this kind of metric ACOS or the TACOS, which some of the tools deliver, but these metrics do not talk about profit. Now, on top of it, there's a lot of these advertising tools, but they are not specialized on profit. So there is an estimation of profit. Now, the problem with estimations is we see that estimations being maximum 60 to 70% correct. And if it is not 100% correct, because we think that the precision on profit is super important for every single decision, then it's not giving you the right foundation to start advertising. So my thinking, or my 3 phases of looking at advertising, is like the following. Number 1, know your profit at the product level, at the SKU level, so that you can define a profit-driven advertising strategy. Second, how can you use AI to leverage AI in the best way, so that you minimize the time you spend, at the same time you maximize the output. And the third, where the human should be engaged in this process. So if you look at the first one, and I would like to share my screen, and here is one of the dashboards of Eva. Now, the beauty of this dashboard is not only it gives you, although it's an advertising dashboard, it will immediately start showing like what's going on with net profit, what is the advertising sales revenue, what's the cost of advertising, total sales, and all that stuff. Now here we introduce a new way of looking at advertising. Now you see a parameter called ACOS, which is ad spend divided to ad sales. And ROAS is the inverse of it. Now, if I click the ROAS, for example, in this case, you see 3.57. Now, there is another parameter called PRAS, or PRAS. Now, PRAS stands for profit return on ad spend. This is a unique parameter only available on Eva. By looking at PRAS, what you're understanding is, for every single dollar that you spend on advertising, either at the store level or at the product level. What is the return of the profit? Think about that. You spend $1, you get 50 cents in return. Is this a good deal? Probably, because you're still making profit. What if there is another product where you spend $1 and you get $5 in return? And think about that. The products have different pricing, right? One is $50, the other one is $10. What if from the $50 product, you are making only $1 profit, but on the $10 product, you're making $3 profit? Which one is a better option to push more? Now, that's where the PRAS is super important, because PRAS shows you exactly what is the profit return on ad spend. The same thing is applicable on the overall. If you don't look at it just the ad spend, but the total sales, a lot of sellers know about TACOS. TACOS stands for ad spend divided to total sales. But what about take-up? Take-up is a new way of looking into products, where take-up stands for the ad spend divided to total profit. Because maybe there is a total profit that you make and you still can invest on advertising. It doesn't mean that just from the advertising spend you are making money, but because you want to grow your business, you still want to understand how much profit you are making overall, because you don't want to waste all your profits, but you want to use some of these profits from the organic sales on the advertising sales. That's where the TACOP and TPRAS comes into the picture, because TACOP is the advertising spend divided to total profit, and in a way that TPRAS, like PRAS, is the return of profit, return of advertising in terms of profit. So it's the inverse of take-up. Now, these KPIs do not exist in any other platform or Amazon, but by looking at your PRAS, take-up, and TPRAS, now you have a very clear understanding of how much profit you make. Now, why it is important? Because if I think about EVA, so EVA is a combination of AI and service. Now it comes to the second phase, which is what AI is doing. Now, the AI on EVA is doing what we call 70% of the possible tasks of a PPC manager automatically. Now, it's not only about that. On top of it, there are tasks today that are humanly impossible to do. I just give you an example. Our system performs hourly bid optimizations in every single product. Let's assume that there are 100 campaigns on a product and you are doing hourly bid optimization. It means 2,400 updates on that product alone, and maybe you have 20 products. Now, it's humanly impossible to do this bid optimization hourly. Why we think hourly makes sense? Because when we look at the data historically, by the way, EVA doesn't have a limitation in terms of like whether it's 3 months or 3 years. We are able to show all the data of advertising to our customers. And when we show it, one of the things that we see is today the hourly bid optimization can easily improve ACOS by 5 to 10%. Look, it's just by switching on hourly bid optimization, you're basically getting a better ACOS. So it's a no-brainer thing. That's done by AI, and all the bid optimization is done by AI. All the new campaign creation is done by AI too. Now, I see a lot of videos, a lot of tutorials about how to find the keywords, the best keyword, like, I mean, check this SQRP report and all that stuff. I understand that, but what we think is, what's the point? Because the system already checks all these reports, find the keywords that are already recommended by Amazon, and creates the campaigns and starts the bid optimization. There is absolutely no reason anymore to use human to do these type of tasks. Now, it comes to the phase 3. It's almost like I'm talking about bid optimization, hourly bid optimization, creating campaigns, optimizing them. Everything is done by AI. So what is it that the human do? And why do we provide PPC as a service? Because what human do is the AI doesn't know the context where there is competition and you want to target the competition in a specific way. Maybe you want to defend your positions in a specific way. Maybe you need to do something with the pricing so that you'll become even more competitive. So this contextual targeting is done by the human. At the same time, it's not only about search related campaigns and search advertising, because we see that there is an unleashed potential. There's a great potential with audience-based marketing. Now, audience-based marketing starts with sponsored display, and the advanced version of it is, let's call it DSP. Now, both ST and DSP requires analyzing audiences, understanding in a better way like how the things work, and all of these things require human intervention. The problem today is when you look at the overall Amazon data, sponsored products is still 93% of the ad spend. And the reason for that is very simple, because PPC specialists, let's name them the PPC specialists or the agencies, the only thing they work on is how can we do more search campaigns, find the keywords, create campaigns. And what we are saying is, no, it's not necessary anymore. Just use Eva. Eva will take care of that. And use the human to analyze the competition, come with the contextual targeting and audience-based targeting rather than the search-based targeting. So that's kind of the phase 1, 2, and 3, that the way that we look at the profit-driven advertising today.
It's always so exciting to see when software companies come out with like new metrics or KPIs or just ways how to make the life of Amazon sellers much easier. And especially I love the new metrics around, profitability that your software now has. I think it's going to be a game changer for Amazon sellers for sure, especially moving forward from where we are right now, because it doesn't get easier. I don't think so. Things are going to get even more complicated in terms of just if we don't consider maybe the fees and competition, but just in general, how much data there is available. And I just said it's just not humanly possible to do everything you can do, and it's possible to do to kind of ensure your success on Amazon. So you mentioned that at Eva, you're putting together the human aspect of it and the software. So if sellers want to work together with you to drive their advertising in a profitable way, then how does it look like? How are you onboarding new sellers? What kind of sellers you usually work together with, and how does it kind of the collaboration looks like?
No, that's a great question. Thanks for that. So we provide the PPC as a service, and the first step is always to connect your store. So this is the eva.guru page. And from the eva.guru page, there is a button here called Get Started for Free. Now, as soon as the sellers click this button and connect their store, whether their store is in Mexico or in Singapore or in Germany, doesn't matter. Eva works with every single marketplace of Amazon, as well as Walmart and the others too. Now they connect the store. Now, as they connect the store and we download the data, the next thing is they will see the whole dashboards related to advertising. So it will become available to them. Now, the beauty of the advertising dashboards on Eva is as they enter the cost information, not only they will see advertising data, but also they will see the whole, the profit related KPIs and everything. And 70% of the sellers, we work with private label sellers from the smallest one to the big ones doing $100 million. 70% of them, when they see this data, they say, oh my God, I'm losing money on this product. and they were never realized that they are losing money on that specific product. So it happens 70% of the time. Sorry to give the bad news, but isn't it better to know if you are losing money on a specific product? Sometimes even a product portfolio or a brand is not even making money. So that's the phase one. Connect the store. It will take a couple of minutes. The next thing is we offer a comprehensive Amazon advertising audit. It's free. Now we have all the data. It's not done in a hocus pocus way or just by looking at your Amazon presence. It's based on the entire data, entire history of your advertising. We run some AI algorithms. We prepare an audit. The audit will also include audience-based advertising, DSP, even Amazon Marketing Cloud data if it is applicable. And then we will provide you with our experts for free to you. So you have the best ways of how to run advertising. This is all done for free. Now, on top of it, if you want to do it with us, then we assign a PPC/DSP specialist because typically these are two different people as well, different roles. So we assign the human, the people, and they are dedicated. They are not some customer success person that you chat with them. Like you basically have a dedicated specialist, and that specialist will configure Eva AI, so he doesn't need to deal with the bid optimization or campaign creations. But what he focuses on is the competition, understanding the context, creating the audiences and audience-based marketing, ST, name it, DSP, and all that stuff. So that's how it works with us.
Okay, well, sounds super interesting and very useful for the seller. So I encourage you to check out more about Eva. We were gonna have the link in the video description below. And what I also want to highlight is that if you are watching this video or watch this interview and have any questions for hi about Eva or just about advertising and running ads in a profitable way, please feel free to leave questions under the video because we can then invite you back to answer those. And I'm sure that you would be happy to do that as well. So
one more thing to mention. As a company, we have a transparent pricing policy because we're always combining the best parts of an agency with the best parts of the software. You want people to work with. I mean, that's what the sellers want, and that's what we provide. But at the same time, you want that transparent pricing that you can get from a SaaS tool. So the whole PPC, this advertising engagement, is $499 plus 3% of ad spend, which is typically the software price normally, but we have the dedicated PPC specialist working with the customer, and we always improve the profits as it is our focus area. Thanks for having me, and I hope that we can help the Amazon sellers to maximize their profits with advertising as well.
I hope this video will help you manage PPC more profitably. If you want to check Eva and manage PPC using their software, check the link below in the description. Also, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to click like and subscribe buttons below this player. And if you have additional questions, use the comment section below. And now I recommend you to watch other demo of Eva to see what other features this great software is offering.